Good evening and welcome to the Sports Bar on talkSPORT. I'm your host, Jamie O'Hara, and I'm joined by Jason Cundy.
Has anyone seen Leeds? Melia, you took one hell of a beating. Christensen, you took one hell of a beating. Cock, can you hear me, Cock? You took one hell of a beating. Cock, you took one hell of a beating. Struik, Firpo, McElhenney, Roca, Harrison, Nunto, Aronson, Ruta, Sinistera, Forshaw, Rodrigo, Somerville, Javi Gracia. You boys took one hell of a beating. Can you hear me, Rio Ferdinand? Leeds Reynolds, Mark Paducah, Leeds Uni, Emmerdale Farm, Kaiser Chiefs, the Trinity Shopping Centre, Headingley, Eddie Gray, Tony Yeboah, James Milner, can you hear me? You boys took one hell of a beating.
We've got to talk about the Liverpool game against Leeds. Leeds were absolutely shocking, diabolical at the back. The manager's out of his depth. Players all over the place. They look like they're going down, mate. They look like they're going down.
Well, that's good news for Chelsea. They have conceded 11 goals in last two home games.
That's a sackable offence, really, isn't it?
When you're in a relegation fight, the goal difference between what it was like when they played Crystal Palace last weekend at home to what it is now.
Yep.
There's 11 goals they've conceded. Now that could be the difference between staying up and going down. I mean, who knows? But that's two horrendous results back to back at home.
Liverpool still look good though, Jace.
Yeah, but Liverpool do this, mate. You don't trust Liverpool. Don't trust them because I've seen them spank Man United and all of a sudden they come out.
Trent in midfield today looked decent.
Trent was playing inside. He's done that a few times actually. He's done that a little bit against Arsenal last weekend as well. So he can do that, but don't trust Liverpool. Mind you, they can get Conference League football.
Well, listen, Liverpool are technically, they got a game in hand on Tottenham, who are fifth, and they got 47 points, and they're only 6 points behind Tottenham. So technically, they are still fighting for Europa League. Yeah. I think top four now is gone, with Man United and Newcastle looking strong.
I don't think you can trust Liverpool
Europa
right
League.
Now. Yeah, but of the teams right now, Brighton are in better form, Villa in better form, Spurs. Well, no, they
Spurs are awful, mate. We're terrible. We are.
But
rubbish.
listen, it gives themselves a joke. They were good tonight. They're ruthless. Liverpool can do this. I mean, they've got players in there that are brilliant finishers. I mean, Jota's really struggled this season. Took his goal. Well, Salah, we know what Salah's all about. Leeds are. I mean, I'd love to hear what Leeds fans think of.
Well,
and they're in a relegation fight.
Let's go to a Leeds fan. Let's go to Gary. All right, Gal.
All right, Gaz.
Oh, evening, lads. How you doing?
I'm good, Gary. What about you, though? I mean, that was an absolute disaster class out there.
Would you put it like that? I think it's a little bit stronger than that. Guys, what you got to remember is some of us people travel 400 miles to a home game, right? And the least I expect when I travel up and down the M1 is a little bit of heart, desire, determination and a will to win. There wasn't one. It is absolutely abysmally shocking. That is probably... And last week, it's the worst two performances I've seen at Leeds in God knows how long.
Where you travel from, Gaz?
I live Borehamwood in Hertfordshire, Jace.
Borehamwood? You've gone all that way?
I'm a season ticket holder, home and away, yeah.
Hold on. You live in Borehamwood and you travel up to Leeds?
I'm currently sitting on the M1 in my car on the way back, mate.
I mean, every week. Fair play, mate. I mean, to be going up watching that.
Especially after they got thumped against Palace last weekend.
What made you a Leeds fan, Gal?
Yeah. Funny story, boys. Real funny story. When I was 16, I signed a YTS for Watford. I was one of the earliest players to do it. I'm 50 now.
Yeah.
The first game I played was at Elland Road. I scored an own goal. The crowd sung my name and it stuck from there at 16 and a half. So that's so I've actually scored for Leeds.
That's amazing. You followed them ever since. Fair play.
I've followed them ever since, mate. Home and away.
Yeah, wow. I mean, look, Gal...
Guys, you can't do this. You can't play football the way we're trying to play football. It's simple equation, boys. You're both ex-pros. You're both fantastic football players, right?
One of us were. Hey, Dom. Settle yourself down, son.
You weren't bad. But a simple analogy. Let's look at the return game of this at Anfield that we played, right? Man for man, Liverpool are a better team than Leeds United. We all accept that. There's not one of these players that get in the Liverpool team. So what do? We went to Anfield and we bullied them. We bullied them for 90 minutes. We run our socks off. We closed them down. We did all those ugly things you have to do when you're not as good as your opposition.
Yeah.
Tonight we did nothing. We sat with 2 banks of 5 and just said to Liverpool, play. And they're going to rip you apart. They'll rip anyone apart who plays like that.
Yeah.
That coach hasn't got a clue. At that Crystal Palace game last week, there was a fight in the Leeds United dressing room at half-time between 2 of the players. And you can see it's still carried on. It carried over the second half of Crystal Palace where we let him fall, and it's carried on again tonight.
Yeah, they look miles off it. You've got no cohesion. The manager's out of his depth, Gary.
Out of his depth. He wants to get... I coached an under-12s team in Boreham Wood. They're to give Leeds a good game tonight. The man is tactically inept.
Yeah.
It's nowhere near good enough. And if it was my money that was on that table, playing for a decent manager, he'd be gone tomorrow.
Gaz, I feel your pain, matey. I can
The only
sympathise.
thing that saved your weekend, mate, isn't it, really?
Well, no, the Arsenal result was one that made the week. I mean, and also, yes, Leeds look like they're not going to catch Chelsea.
Well, go enjoy your trip back, mate. I'm sure you'll be listening for a couple of hours on the show, and you're going to be getting a few more angry Leeds fans, that's for sure. But let's go to a happy Liverpool fan, Bobby.
Hello.
All right, Bob.
Evening, chaps. You all right?
How you doing, Bob?
I'm good,
yeah,
Bobby.
all right. Happier for that win. I think. I think most Liverpool fans, you don't know what you're going to get at the moment. But when people are coming back, the firepower's there and all the rest of it. To say what you were saying there, chaps, I enjoyed watching Arnold in midfield. It seems to be the new thing, doesn't it? Bringing your left back or your right back into the centre of the park. Seems to be a new tactic, which, to his credit, Arteta's sort of developed, maybe got the idea from Guardiola, that type of thing. But yeah, I just felt as though Liverpool, that sort of last 10 minutes, it looked like Liverpool had 13 men on the pitch because they were everywhere.
Yeah.
And this is a new style again. The Premier League never fails to surprise anybody this year. People are coming up with new tactics, new ideas, and they're implementing them. And if Klopp's learning again, and developing something new for next year, then so be it. But yeah, Arnold, Liverpool could play, 5 in midfield, maybe pushing Robbo up and going to 3 centre halves. Maybe they go in the transfer market and do something. But I'm just watching the pass now.
Lovely pass from
Núñez. Lovely pass, lovely pass. And if he can do that next year, then because he's had a lot of stick, Arnold. He's had a lot of stick, but if he can learn that, it might keep him a bit more interested. And again, it's making teams think differently.
Well, you've seen John Stones do it. We know John Stones is an all-round footballer, but we've always said Trent could play in midfield. And actually, all of a sudden now, you're seeing him do it. It asks the question, all right, well, you might not be able to get Jude Bellingham, but you could just get another right-back and then play Trent in midfield.
Exactly. I said in the summer, I said to a couple of the lads I go to match with, I said, I think we should buy Trippier, Maybe try and get Trippier. I know he's only just joined Newcastle, but get Trippier and push Arnold as almost. I think the way that modern managers think of it with someone like Arnold is like an inside right, isn't it?
Yeah.
That type of idea, and then being able to go into a back 5 or a back 4 if you've got 3 centre halves. But no, I think the future's bright for Liverpool. I think this year they've had a lot of injuries. They've had no consistency with that midfield. We've all said it. It's all ageing. But you can't have it always. You can't spend £600 million, and then be on 39 points and crying with your violin. We all can't do that, Jason.
Very true, Bobby. Very true. Bobby, top man, mate.
Cheers,
I really
Bob.
appreciate your call. Let's go to Mark, who's a Leeds fan. All right, Mark.
Hi there, Jamie and
Mark.
Jason.
How you doing, Mark?
Mark, thanks for coming on. What did you make of that tonight? It's almost embarrassing.
It's a very worrying situation because if Leeds go down, there's a real possibility that the San Francisco 49ers deal is going to drop, and then we could be looking at Leeds falling apart in a not dissimilar way as when they went down last time.
Well, I don't think it'll get
So
that.
it's a
I don't
very
think
worried-
it'll get that bad, but it's not good. You've worked so hard to get into the Premier League. To go down is, it's a nightmare. But there's so many big clubs down there at the moment, and I'm looking at Leeds and the way you're playing. As Jason said, 11 goals in 2 home games. It's unacceptable.
I think I've never called for a Leeds manager to be dismissed before.
Oh, okay.
I
Here
think
we go.
it's
There's a but, is there,
necessary
Mark?
for Grazia to be dismissed.
You want him gone now?
I do. I don't. I think we have to because I think it's quite obvious he's lost the dressing room.
Who do you want?
Okay, so do you want the flippant answer
Go on.
or the serious answer?
Give us both.
Okay, the serious answer is with an understanding that I'm not an expert, you might consider Brendan Rodgers.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
And a Leeds supporter out there might come up with a better answer.
Right.
The flippant answer would be definitely Gary. He is the best Leeds supporter I have ever heard on the radio.
Oh, Gaz travelling back to Boreham Wood.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a big step up, though, from his
Fantastic
under-12
guy.
side. Do you know what I mean? I don't know if he's ready for that sort of that jump.
Yes, but at least he's put a smile on Leeds United fans tonight, which is more than the team managed.
The Sports Bar with Jamie O'Hara and Jason Cundy. Monday to Thursday nights from 10 on AM, on DAB, via the talkSPORT app and on your smart speaker. talkSPORT.